guys, welcome back to the Southern Rustic. If you're new, I'm Sam and welcome to the Southern Rustic. And if you've not hit that red subscribe button down below, I would surely appreciate it if you did and be part of the family here at the Southern Rustic. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey guys, welcome back. So today, it's been a super busy day for me today. It's just been very busy. I have been going all day, so I want something quick, easy, simple to make, and very delicious and healthy. So we're going to be making sausage and peppers today. It is absolutely delicious. When I have a very busy day, I don't have time to make a ton of stuff for dinner. That's when I turn to dishes like this, where I know it's going to be on the table, ready to go in under 30 minutes. So, without any further ado, let's go over all of the ingredients and get started. Okay guys, I've got everything set out here, ready to go. I have some smoked sausage here. Now you can use whatever kind of sausage that you like. We just switch it up every time we make it. So I've got some smoked sausage on hand. I usually keep them cut up in the freezer and I just take them out whenever I want and just thaw them out. So I've got some of those. You're going to need some olive oil, chicken broth. Now as you already know, I love to use the Knorr brand bouillon powder. It just has a ton of flavor. Got some salt and pepper, onion. I've got two different kinds of bell pepper. You can use whatever color you want. These are just what I have on hand. So I'm going to use those. I've got some thyme, red pepper flakes, some garlic, and some basil. I'm not going to chop my basil. I just kind of want to tear it up and add it at the end, so it releases that flavor beautifully in this entire dish. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So let's get started. Okay guys, so I've got a little bowl here and I'm just going to use it to put like the end pieces of my bell pepper and everything in there. I'm just going to go ahead and chop these all up. Now you can cut these in cubes, slices, however thick you want them. It doesn't really matter. I like to cut these into like little strips, but you do however you want to do it. So I just remove the outer layer, chunk it in a bowl, and normally I just cut them like this, kind of roughly, because I want these to kind of keep a little slight crunch to them when I cook them. I don't want them too smushy, I guess you can say. So I just kind of cut them like this and then just break them apart just to help later on in the cooking process. You don't have to do it. You can just chunk them in the skillet. It's fine. I just like to do this. This meal, or this dish in particular, makes for a great meal, especially if you don't have time. You can turn it into a sheet tray, chunk it in the oven until everything is pretty much cooked and nice and golden brown, and you've got a good meal. You can throw some potatoes in there with it and it's good to go. I do that sometimes as well, depending on what I want to have, you know, serve with it. And it's very healthy, depending on how much oil that you put into the dish. I don't use that much because we're going to use some a non-stick skillet today, so don't really need that much. And it's very quick as well. I think this is one of my daughter's favorite meals too. So when you cut up your bell pepper, you can do it the same way as your onions. Just chop it up. You can do it in strips, whatever you want to do. It's fine. I usually do it in strips, just so everything is kind of uniform. And then I just kind of set it to the side until I need it, because we're going to cook our meat a little bit first, our sausage. I want to get a little bit of color on the meat first, and then I don't want to cook the peppers and onions that long because I still want that crunch to it. I just like it that way, but you can cook it however you want. Normally I just do like all green bell pepper, but I had this red one in the refrigerator and it needed to be used up before it went bad, so that's what we're going to do today. So I've also got all of my, I just set all of my stuff on the side of the stove here, just so, you know, it's easier to grab later. And I'm not rushing around the kitchen trying to find stuff. So I've got all that done. And you can cut, I like to mince my garlic. You can do it however you want. I know my husband, he just likes the slices. Like, just slice it up and chunk it in there. That's what he likes to do. But, yeah, just mince it up, slice it, whatever. Whatever you're comfortable with. It's going to be delicious. So, I'm just going to go ahead and finish chopping my garlic here. And we'll move on over to the stove and get this going. Okay guys, so I've got my pan here on medium-low, just under medium-low. And I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil. You don't need much because the sausage is going to release a little bit of oil. And it's a non-stick skillet, so don't really need much. So I'm going to go ahead and add in all of my sausage. And I'm going to let these brown up just for a couple of minutes, just to get some color on them. It shouldn't take that long, about 5 minutes or so. And we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so I've got a little bit of color on my sausage here, so I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions and my peppers and get those going and cook down just a little bit. Going to add in just a little bit of salt and pepper. You can always add a little bit more if you want. Just add it to your taste. I'm also going to add in my thyme and my red pepper flakes so they can cook up along with the onions and the peppers and sausage. And then we're just going to cook this just for a few minutes until everything just starts to get tender. Like I said, I want to have a little bit of crunch still in the onions and the peppers. So I don't want to cook them until they're mush. But if that's how you like them, by all means cook them longer. Plus we're going to be adding in chicken broth, so that's going to help tenderize them, you know, make them a little bit more tender and cook down a little bit. Uh-oh, throwing peppers everywhere. So I'm just going to sit here and let these cook down just for about 5 minutes or so and give them a toss every once in a while. And I'll meet you right back here when we add the next ingredient. Okay guys, so it's been about 5 minutes and the onions and the peppers are starting to get a little bit tender. I want to go ahead and add in the rest of my ingredients. So, I'm going to add in all of my garlic. Give this a little toss around the pan. And I want to let this cook just for about 30 seconds or so. Just until I can smell that garlic. And it is starting to smell so delicious already. Okay. Now I want to go in and add in my chicken broth. We're just going to let this cook until it has reduced down and the onions and the peppers have cooked a little bit longer and gotten a little bit more tender. You can add in some more salt and pepper if you want. So just go ahead and do that. I'm going to just give this another little toss. And I'm going to let this cook for another 5 minutes until that sauce has reduced down slightly. And then we will add in our basil, some more salt and pepper, and it'll be done. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, the liquid has reduced a lot, and it is pretty much done right now. It's right where I want it to be. If you want the peppers to be a little bit more soft or the onions to be a little bit more soft, then go ahead and cook it longer, but I think it's fine. So I'm going to cut the heat, and I'm going to go ahead and just tear in my basil. Turn my heat down on my pasta over here. I've got it going as well. Just an easy peasy pasta. This is what I'm making on the side. It's quick, it's not too bad. I always have something like this on hand for really busy days. Other than that, I usually make everything, but it's not bad to have on hand. It's good, it's tastes good. It's not the healthiest, but in a pinch or on a busy day, it works just fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm just going to tear that up in there and give it a toss. And that basil, when it hits that heat and it perfumes the entire house, it just smells so delicious. Now you're pretty much done. Now I went ahead and added in some more salt and pepper. So I got the seasoning where I want it, and it's so delicious and easy. And all you have to do now is just plate it up. Alright guys, dinner is done and we are ready to dig in. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And as always guys, if you want this recipe or any of my other recipes, just click the link in the description box below. It takes you straight to my website. And it's also always pinned in the comment section. If you can't find it in the description box, I always pin it there so you can find it there. So yeah, you guys, we're gonna go dig in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.